The Sons of Antiquity present The Hot Take Show. Today's episode.
Let's go, Brandon!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Hot Take Show, presented and produced by the Sons of Antiquity. I'm your host, Dan, and I'm joined in the studio by my co-host, Evan.
How's it going?
So, you've probably heard the chant, "Let's go, Brandon."
Brandon?
Right? Am I right? "Let's go, Brandon" is one of the best memes to come out of this year. And unless you live under a rock, you've probably heard it. But what does it mean? Where does it come from?
Let's check it out.
So this all started at a NASCAR race at Talladega Superspeedway. That's all one word, Super Speedway. In early October. In a post-race interview, NBC Sports reporter Kelly Stavist talked to the winner, Brandon Brown, while crowds chanted, well, they chanted Joe Biden in the background. Kelly tried and failed to convince viewers that the crowd was chanting, "Let's go, Brandon." Here's how that went.
Unbelievable moment.
Brandon, you also told me can hear the chants from the crowd. Let's go, Brandon.
Thus, the meme was born.
When did FJB start?
FJB started a little bit before that. I think once all the lockdowns kind of eased up and people were going back to games, that's when people started chanting it. Because it really started at concerts, it started at games, and it started at races. And I think NASCAR is probably one of the places I would say it really started. That'd be my guess. NASCAR and football games.
Here's my unpopular take. I think FJB is definitely vulgar and not respectful enough to our president.
Cringe alert.
Biden's time as president has been terrible in about every way. I can't think of a single good thing he's done. But citizens should not be chanting FJB because we should have some base level of respect for our leaders. So unless you believe in the conspiracy theory that Trump actually won the election, because everybody loves him, obviously.
Hey, now watch your language. Don't you be calling that a conspiracy theory.
Well, just because of, unless you believe in that, then there's really no reason to say he's not our legitimate leader.
I don't think anybody's saying that. But I would take issue with your argument there. When you said base level respect, it just got me thinking, you mean like that base level respect that the left had for Trump for those last 4 years?
Yeah.
Turnabout is fair play last time I checked.
Yeah, but if you complain about that and say, oh, well, Trump should have been treated better, then you shouldn't have a double standard. The same way, those same people who just eviscerated Obama for 8 straight years and then got triggered when people were terrible to Trump, they should think twice as well. Don't be a hypocrite.
I will always and forever be a hypocrite, and I've never claimed not to be a hypocrite. So let's get that straight right out of the gate, okay? Daniel's a hypocrite, and I don't mind being a hypocrite. That's fine. That's fine. Hey, there's always got to be a bad guy. You're looking at the bad guy right here.
The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
When you're talking about comparing FJB to how Trump was treated, it's night and day, because on the one hand, you have a bunch of people at sports games chanting something, and then on the other hand, you have a whole media industrial complex working night and day against a person. And you say they eviscerated Barack Obama, but that isn't necessarily true. Yeah, sure, maybe Fox News and Talk Radio did.
That's what I'm talking about.
But we didn't even have MyPillow guy. We didn't even have Mike Lindell back then.
Looks like you're not sleeping well.
So that's all we had. We had Fox News and Talk Radio. But what did the left have? To defend Barack Obama, to run interference for him just like they're doing for Biden. They had academia, Hollywood, social media, well, burgeoning social media because it was kind of young at that point. And then they had the mainstream media and television news outlets, which outnumber Fox News like 10-1. So not quite the same.
I didn't claim it was the same. I'm just saying the principle is the same. But if you're one of those people who said, oh, Trump, he needs to be respected. Come on, he's the president. I heard that all the time. But yeah, right.
Fair.
Yeah, right.
Fair. People did say that. There were talking heads who said that. I agree.
Let's Go Brandon is obviously better because there's the lack of vulgarity and it's more funny instead of just being aggressive. It's like funny instead.
And it's not very clever. Like FJB is just, well, it is what it is.
Yeah. I assume, and I was vindicated, but that Dan is going to say something about this is a free country or he deserves it. I had that written already before this. Both of which are true. Just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean you should. Adultery isn't against the law. That doesn't mean you should do it because of my freedom.
I'll grant you that point. Just because something is legal doesn't mean you should do it.
What?
Both FJB and LGB, to me, are great, and we need more of that. LGB is kid-friendly, and it's an alternative, like you said, to FJB that you can say in mixed company and crowds, and it's not vulgar, but people understand exactly what you mean. and it's a little subversive. And that's what I like. And that's what I love about the meme culture. And that's what I love about the right-wing internet culture. It has become subversive in such an interesting and strange way that I don't think anybody really could have ever predicted. But I'm so glad that that subversive culture is here. And Let's Go Brandon is the epitome of that. And it proves, once again, that the right can meme and always will be able to meme. Now, as far as FJB and LGB, as a whole, as like a movement, I believe that you got two alternatives when you're dissatisfied with your government. You can lay down and take it, or you can stack bodies like our venerable founders did.
Or you can just chant.
Or you can chant. Okay, so there's really three options. Fine. There's three options. And we're taking the middle road right there. We're not laying down and taking it, but we're not taking it to the full extreme yet. So I would say to anybody who criticizes FJB or LGB, consider what we could be doing. And some might say what we should be doing, which is rebelling against all of this ungodly tyranny.
I am a United States Senator.
Exactly.
I agree with the sentiment, and I would be so tempted to join into Let's Go Brandon, but I don't feel like I should.
One day we'll be in public. We'll be at a meet and greet for all of our adoring fans, and the crowd will just get swept up in a LGB chant, and we'll start singing along and chanting along, and you'll be right there with us.
And I'll say, is the crowd chanting, "Let's go, Daniel"?
Let's go.
Daniel?
But the Let's Go Brandon story didn't stop there. Rapper Lazoa Alexander even made a song called Let's Go Brandon, which sampled the audio from that news clip and reached #1 on Apple Music.
Let's go, Brandon. You know what they say.
However, the video for the song was removed from YouTube on October 23rd due to medical misinformation.
Okay, were part of the lyrics about COVID?
No. As I understand it, none of the lyrics had anything to do with that. So let me ask you this. If you are listening by some miracle to this podcast or watching this video here, and you are on the fence, and you are maybe what they might call a normie, do you still need more proof that the mainstream media and social media sites are in bed with the Democrat Party? They all watch each other's backs. They are all sympathetic to the same causes. And this is no coincidence that a very popular anti-administration song has gotten removed from YouTube. This type of stuff happens all the time. This is no different than when Alex Jones got kicked off of social media. This is no different than when Trump got banned off of Twitter. This is the same exact thing. And now I've heard that professional betting sites are placing bets on when Biden will try to co-opt the whole Brandon thing. And I think he's already said something about trying to co-opt it recently.
What do you mean by co-opt it?
Turn it into a positive. Say, I'm going to bring on a famous Brandon on stage and try to make fun of himself in a self-deprecating way to try to shield it or deflect. That's what I said.
He can't even have a town hall. You think he can tell a joke?
I agree.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun.
When's the last time you've heard Biden tell an actual joke
that landed? I haven't. I haven't heard him tell one intentionally that was.
I mean, when he was vice president, he was more vibrant, and I feel like he told a lot more jokes.
The hard nucleus around the Navy forms in times of war.
Please clap.
But I haven't heard any in a long time.
No, because he is just so far gone. And that's why that's why the chance has grown so much. Because, like you said, this man has done very little, next to nothing, maybe even nothing that you can think of that has been positive for the nation. And even his own party is starting to realize that. And that's when you know it's bad. When your approval ratings hit 38%, that means quite a few of your own people are saying poo-poo. When you got poor performance like that, it's no wonder that a catchphrase and a meme like Let's Go Brandon rises to the top and becomes the rallying cry of a dissatisfied, disenchanted voter base and a rallying cry for people who simply don't want to pay high prices for meat, gas, and basically everything else.
If it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Is anything better than it was 2 years ago?
No more mean tweets.
That's true. Okay, never mind. I take it back. As long as we have a president who is not a jerk on Twitter, I think everything else can be justified.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure
I usually like to just have I don't even know what you call it, a cold close, and it just cuts off. I like that,
Why would you like that?
Where it just goes to, get some help, and then it just goes right to the thanks for watching. It's kind of, I like it. It just goes. It's a very Gen Z style of humor.